On the morning of November 22nd, 1963, Dallas, Texas, woke up to bright skies and crisp autumn air. For most Americans, it was just another Friday. But for President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, it was another stop on his re-election campaign trail. At 46 years old, Kennedy was the youngest man ever elected president of the United States. His charisma, his speeches of hope, and his bold vision for America had made him a symbol of youth and optimism. Yet behind the smiles, the country was divided over civil rights, over Cold War tensions, over Vietnam. And Dallas, in particular, was known for its hostility toward Kennedy's policies. Still, that day the city turned out. Thousands lined the streets to catch a glimpse of the handsome president and his elegant wife, Jacqueline, riding in an open-top 1961 Lincoln Continental limousine. Kennedy sat beside Jackie, her pink suit standing out against the crowd. Texas Governor John Connally and his wife Nellie rode with them in the car. As the motorcade entered Dealey Plaza just after 12:30 p.m., the mood was festive. People waved flags, children perched on their parents' shoulders, and the president seemed relaxed, even reaching out to wave. Nellie calmly leaned toward Kennedy and said, "Mr. President, you can't say Dallas doesn't love you." Kennedy smiled. Seconds later, the world changed. From the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, a rifle pointed toward the motorcade. At 12:30 p.m., the first shot echoed across the plaza. Some thought it was fireworks, others a car backfiring. Then came the second shot and the third. The president slumped forward. Jacqueline screamed, reaching toward him in panic. Governor Connally cried out, struck by a bullet as well. Secret Service agent Clint Hill leapt from the car behind, sprinting toward the limousine as chaos erupted around him. The motorcade sped toward Parkland Memorial Hospital. Doctors and nurses rushed to save the president, but the wounds were devastating. At 1 p.m., just half an hour after the shots rang out, President John F. Kennedy was pronounced dead. Jackie refused to leave his side, her pink suit stained with his blood. The nation was paralyzed. Radios and televisions carried the breaking news. Across America, people wept in disbelief. For many, it felt as though the future itself had been stolen. But the story was far from over. Within hours, police had arrested a 24-year-old former Marine named Lee Harvey Oswald. He was found hiding in a Dallas movie theater after allegedly killing a police officer while trying to escape. Oswald denied everything, claiming he was being framed. Reporters swarmed around him as he declared, "I'm just a patsy." The world watched, waiting for justice. But before Oswald could ever face trial, another twist shocked the nation. On November 24th, just 2 days after the assassination, Oswald was being transferred from city jail to county jail. Television cameras captured every second live. Suddenly, a man pushed through the crowd. It was Jack Ruby, a Dallas nightclub owner with ties to local police and organized crime. Ruby raised a pistol and shot Oswald in the stomach. Millions of Americans watched horrified as the accused assassin of the president collapsed on live TV. Now the country had 2 dead men and more questions than answers. The government moved quickly to reassure the public. President Lyndon B. Johnson established the Warren Commission to investigate. After months of hearings, the commission concluded that Oswald acted alone, firing 3 shots from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository with a bolt-action rifle. According to their findings, there was no evidence of conspiracy, but doubts lingered. Witnesses reported hearing shots from multiple directions. Some swore they saw figures on the grassy knoll. Ballistics experts questioned the so-called magic bullet theory, which claimed one bullet struck both Kennedy and Governor Connally, causing multiple wounds in 2 men. And then came the theories. Some believed the CIA was involved, angered by Kennedy's refusal to escalate conflicts in Cuba and Vietnam. Others suspected the mafia, furious at Kennedy's crackdown on organized crime. Even though his own father, Joseph Kennedy, had once been rumored to have mob connections, still others pointed to the Soviet Union or Cuba, given Oswald's ties to both. Each theory seemed possible. None could be proven. As the years passed, secret documents were released, and still the questions grew. Did Oswald really act alone, or was he a pawn in a far bigger game? Was Jack Ruby silencing him, or simply acting out of rage? More than half a century has gone by, and the assassination of John F. Kennedy remains one of the most haunting mysteries in American history. What is undeniable is this. On November 22nd, 1963, a nation lost more than a president. It lost its sense of innocence. The images of Jackie Kennedy in her blood-stained suit, of young John Jr. saluting his father's casket, of millions mourning around the world, all became symbols of a wound that never fully healed. And even today, one question refuses to fade. Who really killed John F. Kennedy?